I don't know what's going on. You have no sound.
Okay, sorry, I was on mute.
Okay.
Okay, you gotta go find Dada.
Okay.
And bring
Let
her
me
back.
just,
Will you go get me another animal so I can see another one? Will you go up and get me another one? Okay, bring that one back.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you though. Are you muted?
I don't think so.
Has
Oh,
this
you know
ever
what?
happened?
Actually, sorry, I forgot. This probably will help if I turn my volume up. There we go. Right on. Okay. Here, Galen and I are
All
going
right,
to
so
scooch closer
Carly's
together.
here.
Yep, Carly. Is anybody else with you? Oh, Brianna.
Yeah. I picked her in 6.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, that might work.
To look at the camera or you're looking down like that.
yep. Yep, you're
We've done
right.
this before.
Okay. Hey, Megan.
So Carly, Brianna, Megan.
Yep. So this is Brianna, Carly, Megan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then where's the fourth?
Oh, she's sick.
I don't know about the sick stuff. Is she making it up, Corinne? All right. So are you,
She's dying.
Well, you guys, so I've told you about Gail, but she doesn't know much about you. So do you guys want to get started? And then you can talk a little bit about your background.
Yeah, I'd love to know just a little about you, what year you are, where you're from, what your major is. So why don't we start with Carly?
I'm a junior. I'm an English major, and yeah, that was it, right?
And where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Norwood. Sorry.
Oh, from Norwood. Okay, so an English major, you're always going to have a job. You love to write,
Yeah, I do.
and you're a good editor?
Fairly.
Yes, you are. You're better than you think. And you love to read.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, these are skills that nobody has anymore. So you're right there. That is really good. Okay, and then Brianna?
Brianna, I'm a senior English major, and I'm from Ashburnham, Massachusetts.
Okay, great. All right. All right, and who's next? Do we have Megan?
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm a junior, and I'm a visual communications major with a minor in English, and I'm from Somerset.
Okay. All right, visual
Right down the road.
communication. Yeah. Boy, I was just at a conference that you guys would love. It's all, I don't know, do you like festivals and events and that type of stuff? Don't look at my Skype face. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, the Google Plus face, 4:30 in the morning, so I could fly here to get here in time for this. But I just met someone about the visual arts. It was someone big, like MasterCard or the Super Bowl or something
Oh, yeah,
like that.
cool.
Yeah, because visual arts is where it's at. Like it's huge. I will think of it and let Suzanne know. So what do you, I mean, before we even start all this, and I'll start again while we're with Megan, we'll stay with Megan for a minute. What would you envision? Like you're a junior now. You have to start thinking about your future. What would you envision like your ideal job from when you woke up in the morning to when you went in to how many hours you worked?
So I want to do something with like graphic design.
Okay.
I'm not sure entirely like what type of company. Maybe in the cosmetics industry.
Okay.
I work at the Body Shop right now, and I really like it. I enjoy like the whole like that type of thing. So I feel like doing graphic design with that, like cosmetics, would be really cool.
How cool would it be if you could get into a cosmetic company that, you know, because you're getting such experience right now looking at the aesthetics of the Body Shop and the smells and the scents, and they make everything looks really good. And do they still support human trafficking?
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's a huge, brave stance of Body Shop to do that.
Yeah.
Really brave, because it's so, like, it's such a sensitive, it's such an awful topic. So that's cool that they do that. But soak it all in. Learn what you can.
Yeah, definitely.
There's one of my friend's daughters just graduated, I want to say 2 years ago, and she's with Makeup Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had worked with them in Manhattan as an intern, and then she ended up getting a job.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so stick with it. All right. Now, Miss Megan.
Yes.
Wait, okay, wait. We already finished on you. Sorry. Miss Brianna, what do you think? You're waking up, your perfect day. Any job you want.
Something in young adult book publishing, like
Okay.
editorial, or maybe some sort of like events with the authors and that sort of thing.
All right. Now, do you know Candlewick Press already?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. I think you can Google it. I think Rachel Johnstone still works there. I've known her since she was born because I'm old. So if you Google that, like go to LinkedIn and just put in Rachel Johnstone, And if she does still work there, I'll be happy to give you an informational interview. If she doesn't, we're out of luck.
Thank you.
Okay? So what a cool thing to do. Also, don't discount librarian.
Oh, true.
You know, University of Rhode Island has a really great graduate school of library science, and it's quick. But in the meantime, you may want to at some point just go down to visit the Cranston Public Library in Cranston, Rhode Island. They are you writing this down? Because I'll forget I told you. All right. I'll forget the name. I'll forget what I told you because I'm going to go to the next thing. But in the Cranston Public Library, what he did is he made a whole children's section to make the kids interested, and he made his library look like an Apple store. So it looks cool when you walk in. Mm-hmm. And you know this. I don't know what Minecraft is. You guys know what Minecraft is? Oh, then maybe. Oh, you do? Does. I don't know what it is. Minecraft, but he set up a whole Minecraft section of the library to get kids in. And so there's a lot to that. Yeah. I can see you there. No. All right. And then Brianna.
No, that was Brianna.
Oh, that was Brianna. I'm sorry. Am I like really losing it? Okay. Carly. So Corinne's not here. That's what's throwing me off. I got to get Corinne's name off. All right. Carly?
I'm actually looking to go into game design. So I've actually been doing like writing and character development for video games generally on my own.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
All right. No, Carly, you're looking away. But here's the thing. There was a guy who spoke at this conference. You need to write this name down, and I'm going to forget what it is. It's like, just Google founder of Segway. Those Segways, it's like Dean Kamen.
Oh, yeah, Dean Kamen, you're right.
Okay. He's into STEM. He's into technology. He's in New Hampshire.
Yeah, he's in Manchester.
Don't limit yourself to gaming. I mean, I'm sure he does that too, but just Google him. And then if you like him, just reach out to him. Send him a letter, a handwritten letter. Send him something, and ask if you can have an informational meeting with somebody in his company, and drive to New Hampshire. But gaming, the conference I was at, talked about how gaming is like the thing of the future. And it was like 85% of people are gaming, even if it's just playing Candy Crush on Facebook. So I was shocked because I don't do any games. I don't even do Angry Birds. I'm super busy, but even busy people do it. It's just not when I'm always busy. If I'm going to do something else, it's not going to be doing that right now. But if I spent one afternoon with you, you'd probably convince me otherwise. You'd probably load my phone with all this fun stuff. So anyway, we're here today to talk about like just a little bit about the nonprofit program you're working on. And I'm going to be really brief because my job is with a company called Newport Harbor Corporation, and I have fun all day. All day. And I just left my 2 interns who were really, they were going through all the business cards of people I met and typing up the notes, and they're going to watch some of the seminars. But we are a hospitality company. We also had an event division for over 20 years. I don't know if you've heard of the Great Chatter Cook-Off. We did concerts with like Grace Potter, Jason Mraz, the Beach Boys, Chicago. I don't know if you know any of these names. But I called them the newlyweds to the nearly deads, because they were like new emerging artists to artists that were almost dead. So we did concerts, festivals, events, and my job was selling corporate sponsorship. So what I've done is flown all over the country to get sponsors to come into Newport. Out in California with wineries, or in Texas with Dr. Pepper Snapple Group and Nantucket Nectars. There's no money in Newport, very little, so I would go around the country to get these sponsors. But this is what happened. The sponsors became my friends, and now I'm able to place my students with all these people. And I teach at the University of Rhode Island. I've been there for 18 years. Are you 18 years old yet? Any of you? Okay. So anyway, so I teach at the University of Rhode Island, and I love students. I love all of you. You're our future. You're great. I'm all about millennials. I don't think you know how people sometimes typecast you? I think you guys are great. Wait, Elise, do you want to say hi to everybody before you get?
Hi.
Elise just came in to say hi. You should go get Jordan and show them Jordan. Right?
Okay. You got to scooch. All right.
Okay. So one of the
Mom is teaching. I'm teaching.
One of the things that I've really been fortunate with my job is they would give me a lot of leeway. So I was able to embroider nonprofits into our events, and I've been working in nonprofits since I was 7. I love nonprofits. So I know that's what you wanted to talk about. So my question for you was how long you've been working on the project that you're working on, and what is your end goal with OWA or OWCT?
We've been working on it for
Yeah.
Oh, so how long have you been working on the OWCT project?
maybe two or 3 months, I think. Maybe.
Oh, okay, so for a while.
Yeah. We talked to, is his name Jim? Dave, maybe, I don't remember his name. Bill. His name was Bill. Yep. We talked with him, and he was very driven toward raising donations toward the company. So we were all very interested in raising their following on social media in order to get more people interested and informed about exactly what the company does and what their organization is pushing for, so we could help them, hopefully through that new participation, raise the money they need to finish creating their newest facilities.
And how have the results been so far with social media?
We're only creating the plan. We haven't actually enacted anything, but for them, they're not so good right now.
Okay, so this is good. We have the only way to go is up. So this is good stuff. All right. So you had one of the questions, like Suzanne was asking me, is about target audiences. What are some of the audiences that you've already discussed?
Wait, let's get Carly off the hot seat. Megan, you want?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how you do this. This is cool.
Well, it will do it automatically. Hang on, sorry. Oops. You're supposed to be presenting. Wait, sorry, I'm on the wrong
Are you guys still there?
Here we go. There we go. All right, sorry about that.
I like the sheets too.
4 different target audiences. So we have donors. We have parents and caregivers. We have who we call referral partners, which are group homes or social workers. And then, what's the 4th one? I'm blanking.
You say corporate?
Well, they say donors, caregivers, referral partners.
Extended family.
Oh, yeah. Extended family.
Okay. Which I was trying to brainstorm on other one, and what I had written as your target audience would be, the most obvious would be family members and friends of the people with disabilities. And is the term now physically challenged, mentally challenged? I know you don't say. Question. I don't think you say handicapped anymore, but it's something we should all find out.
Developmental disabilities.
Developmental.
That's what we've been saying. Yeah.
I think that they just refer to them as like adults with disabilities. Well, they don't refer to them, but like, that's what we've seen, I think.
And this is such a positive thing that they're doing in Connecticut. Huge. This is good. So I wrote family members and then friends of family members, obviously, because those are like some of the stakeholders. If they're doing an event or a golf tournament or a festival or anything, a lunch, they'll want to invite their extended family. Community leaders, one of the ideas I had for you guys, if you haven't thought of it already, or you could write this down for them, and he may have thought of it, but making sure they're checking out corporate websites of all, they could have an intern do this, or you could do this, the major companies in that community, and who do they support? When you go under either social responsibility, what is it called? Corporate responsibility, or corporate sponsorship, it'll say, we don't sponsor churches, we don't sponsor religion, we don't sponsor this. Like, they'll say everything they don't sponsor. And usually they have 4 things they sponsor. It might be the homeless, the hungry, green initiatives. So you can go in to see who does help this. Another thing, again, I'm not going to assume they're doing this, is looking at other similar nonprofits like them around the country to see what kind of companies are sponsoring them, and then go into their social media sites to see what are they doing on Instagram, what are they doing on Snapchat, what are they doing on Twitter, because I bet there's some places in the country that are really progressive, maybe California, Florida, Arizona, I'm not sure, but there's probably New York, Manhattan, Boston. So to go into some larger charity than they are, you could probably bring them a lot of great ideas from their social media initiatives, don't you think? Yep. Are these good ideas? I don't know if this is helping you. Have you already thought of these? And I'm just like...
No, we didn't. No. We hadn't thought of...
this is off the top of my head. This is like not the deep dive, because what's my little timer is going to go off in 5 minutes, which means I only have 10 more minutes with you, which is good. Because shorter, sometimes better for you guys. So I think the biggest thing with corporate leaders, I call it the swim lanes of that's not professional jargon, that's my jargon. What's the swim lane these corporations are in? Because a lot of time they won't deviate from it unless, like, the president of our company's dad has a son who has emotional problems. So we'll give to Riverwood Community Housing just because it's a personal connection. So that's another thing. Social, like with social media, as far as target audiences, you need to, I would think all of you need to really visit and completely digest their website, really understand it, because and also this is just life advice. When you're looking for jobs, like if you do get an informational interview with Rachel at Candlewood Press, you need to be in that website looking at everything in there. You need to like memorize it and write down questions you have for her. So when she says, do you have any questions, you don't go, oh, I don't know. Like you say, yeah, I do.
Tell the story about the Kind bar. Because at your Salve class, you hit up Kind as a sponsor.
Yeah, but what happened?
And they said, what's your favorite bar?
OMG. Okay, so I'm pitching Kind bar over the phone. Okay, and I've had Kind bar. I've had one kind, the cherry black chocolate one at the gas station.
Best one.
So it's so good. And I got it because, and I told her, when you bought a Cumberland Farms, if you bought a Kind bar, you got a free coffee. Before that, you bought a Belita bar, Belitas, you got Velvetas, you got coffee. Okay, so I'm on the phone with her. I've got her. I finally got the decision maker. It only takes me like 3 months to find the right person, and I found her by seeing her sitting in Panera Bread with a Kind bar jacket on. And I'm like, do you work for Kind? And we switched cards, and then it took me 3 months for her to get her to answer me. She answers me, okay? All right, timer done. Hang on. And then I'm on the phone with her. And so at the end, she goes, oh, I want to send you some free bars, you and your students and everything, but I want to send some personally to you. What's your favorite flavor? So I'm like, oh, I'm having a brain freeze right now, but it's that chocolate cherry one that was at Cumberland Farms. I'm addicted to it. I don't even want to try another one. So surprise me. I should have been in her website, looking at everything and knowing it before that call. And I usually am. I just wasn't on my game that day. I'm not perfect. So with one of the things that I really thought was great on their website is they have a call out to support their community partners. Huge. Wherever you are one day, I thought it was huge. The only thing I didn't like about that, and you probably agree, it looked like they scanned a newspaper ad.
Yeah.
And I think they should have it in there so they can keep adding partners. To me, if I was looking at that, and I was considering being a partner and I wanted to be listed, I might think, oh, do they only do it once a year? So I would recommend on their website that they list them. So what would that be?
And you guys
links?
can give,
I don't know.
yes. That's what I was going to say. You guys could suggest to Gail, because Gail's not a web specialist.
Yeah.
That's important. And links are important to
super important.
those
So
guys.
if they're supporting them, but even if it's not a link, if they don't link, because maybe they gave them 5 free pizzas, so they deserve a link for that. I don't think so. They may want to consider on their website. Are they talking their websites too? Are you giving all kinds of advice?
Yeah, everything's
I
game.
would tier if they have the time and energy for that, because they're also trying to take care of their customers, people that with disabilities. I would tier. So if somebody's giving them $1,000 or $5,000 or $500, they should be on top. So let's say it's People's United Bank, that's a bank in Connecticut, Hyundai, and Mars Chocolates. Those 3 should be larger if they're giving a larger amount than people giving more. So they're giving $1,000, someone else is giving $500, and the rest are called in kind. They're giving pizza, dry cleaning certificates, things like that. They should be smaller, and maybe the ones who are linked are the larger ones if you're giving us $5,000 or more. Because putting all those links in could be really time-consuming too, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah.
That was just another thing.
So what about, what we were wondering is, because we know we have limited time, is what do sponsors find appealing? Like, why would they want to participate?
Well, it's beyond the logo at this point. So it's beyond, they have to care about the cause. And while people do, sponsorships really evolve from just a logo or from a president of a company liking a golf tournament. So it's what are they getting back? And one of the things they have on their website, which I didn't go into, but I'm assuming it's very good, is case studies, like the people they serve. I saw that like on the last tab, but I had to get on the flight, so I didn't click into it. And I would think if you had some compelling, and I don't know if you can help them with this or another students can in the future, it's very popular right now, the little videos.
Oh, yeah.
What is that called? When it's like just little videos.
Animoto. It's
called Animoto.
It's like just pictures going, like sliding by. It's almost like an automated slideshow.
But even just stories. Like when I was there at the conference, the chief marketing officer of Taco Bell talked, MasterCard, that Dean Kamen.
Yeah, Kamen.
And the Dean Kamen guy, who's only like a multi-billionaire and a genius, was talking about the future is video snippets online, because for your generation, for the millennials, taking in your content that way. So I don't know if they can have someone doing a story. If it's not the person, it could be one of the, if the mother or father is cool, that would be good, but maybe the mother or father isn't like good for camera. So it could be one of the aides saying, this is Joseph, he's been here since he was 5. He came to us with a severe disability and now he's in charge of making all the Christmas decorations we sell every year. Whatever, and like little stories about the people. We have a project in Haiti, and I'll be going, it's called Haitian Health Foundation, and I'll be going back May 7th. I've been going since I was a junior in college. Okay? So what's that, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And my son's actually a sophomore in college. So I was thinking, as I looked on their site, I was wondering, because I haven't been on our site in a while, do we thank our supporters? And do we couldn't thank every single one, but do we also, what about some little case studies on it? And I don't know if we have that. So when I go down, I think that will be one of my initiatives, is to work on that.
That's what they talked about at my conference. I just went to. It was video.
Video.
Video was big.
Different for nonprofits is like when companies are sponsoring things, they want it as an entertainment video. This is more corporate responsibility. So what I would do if I was you guys is I would just put into the Google bar, why do companies sponsor nonprofit events? And see what the answers come up with. And you'll either get a SlideShare presentation or, a little document about it that you can extract.
Or you could put it on Quora. You could put it on Quora. It's sort of like, it used to be like LinkedIn Answers, but Quora.
I have to write that one down so I know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way I sell sponsorship now, I'm selling it for an event. So we embroider a nonprofit in. We have an event right now called the Newport International Boat Show. Enormous. Our stakeholders are the attendees that come, the exhibitors that are exhibiting in it, and then the corporate sponsors, the vendors, that are serving us, the tent companies, the plumbing, the toilets, all that kind of stuff. So we bring the Newport Marriott in, and they're our sponsor. In exchange for their sponsorship, we have them set up a silent auction and a raffle that they make. I want to say $25,000 for Children's Miracle Network, which is their national platform, and a little bit less than that from Boys and Girls Club. So that's another idea for OWA, OWCT. I keep saying OWA. OWCT is maybe they could align with a local event. They may not be doing that. So is there a local event that they can be given free space in and set up a little raffle table or a little silent auction so people come over? Because a lot of times people will look at a nonprofit and go by the booth like this, oh gosh, But if they've got a little activity going on, people will come over. Yeah. So we have time for one more question. Is this helpful so far? Okay. I hope you'll come visit. If you come to Newport, you should come and have coffee with Suzanne, and we'll do a little coffee meeting on her porch. Her house is so cute. I want to move in. I do. I said, when do I move in? That's what I said when I came here. Nice swing in the backyard for Elise. You're a good mom.
That's Bob Vizal about the swings. Yeah. I can't take any credit.
I know you had asked me a question about best way to recruit volunteers, but is that something you'd want to know? Or do you already know how to recruit volunteers?
I think we definitely need a little help in that department.
Okay, well, this is my thing with volunteering is it's never too early to start. Do you feel an echo? Or is it just
No. Do you guys hear me?
Echoing.
No.
I hear myself. Okay. So we 7 years of volunteering door to door with little religious items. I went to Catholic school that were 50 cents to $5. And I mean, I loved selling, and then it was Girl Scout cookies, and then it worked in the cancer home and literacy volunteers. But a lot of my friends didn't grow up that way, and they didn't understand. Were you in class when Jessica said that? Okay, she didn't understand why people would ever use their free time to volunteer. Well, one, if you're ever depressed or feeling bad, go volunteer. You're going to feel like $1 million, just from helping other people and looking beyond yourself. So any initiatives you can do at school. I mean, at Tufts, I went to Tufts University. I was on the committee of student life, student council in high school, president of the school, first female president. Right? Wow, I should put that on my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I think with you being role models, people here's another good reason to volunteer. If you're brand new to a community, I moved to Newport 28 years ago and didn't know one person. So I went to the different nonprofits and I volunteered to check people in. So like after you graduate or even this summer, if there's an event in your town, a golf tournament, a ball, something that you can dress up and say, I'll come help at the leukemia ball and check people in. I will, and ask your friends to be involved. I mean, the way I usually recruit volunteers is with my students and things. It's like, come show up. See, you're going to be in jeans while you're set up. You're going to put a pretty dress on while we're at the event. Then you put your jeans back in because you guys are the Cinderella. Mm-hmm. But you don't get to put your slippers on that night. You know, you get right back into Cinderella mode and helping clean up. And there's a camaraderie that forms, and it just feels really good helping other people. So, and with volunteering, there's going to be. I'll end with this. That's not really answering how you get volunteers. I think a nonprofit just has to put out to nice young people like you and people in their community that they're looking for volunteers, and then really vet them so that they get people who are volunteering for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be times in your life, it's the 3 T's. Have you heard of time, talent, and treasure? Okay, time, talent, and treasure. Right now in your life, I'm assuming you don't have a lot of treasure, a lot of money to be giving to nonprofits. Am I assuming right? But here's what I always tell my students. If there's something at school, like a dress down day, or there's something you're doing with sorority or something, give up Starbucks for a week, give up Dunkin' for a week, and take the $3 you're paying for coffee for a day, if you are, and take that $15 and just give it to someone else and, you know, brew a cup of coffee at home. So there's times in your life that you're going to have time. And while you don't think you have time now, you have more time than you're going to have later in your life. You have more time now than you're ever going to have. Because when you get married, and if you have a family, and then you're going to be volunteering and helping things, you're going to be super busy. So while you help other people as much as you can. Then you have talent. You all have writers. Nobody can write anymore. You could be helping with press releases. What else? Doing writing code, really help social. Are you hearing?
No, you're not.
You are, yeah.
Okay, if we can do that. Okay.
And then the last thing is, when you do have treasure one day, and that means money, you've made your money, you might not have the time, and you all always have the talent. So you'll have to get selective on the boards you're on or the people you help and saying, here's the thing, I can't run the whole event this year, but I'll get you 3 great prizes for your silent auction, or I'll run your silent auction division. So as you have time, talent, and treasure, use your time now and just reach a little bit beyond and help someone this summer. Get involved with something. Look in your community, what's around. There's a lot there. Then use your talents, use your time, and then at some point when you do have treasure, always be generous. I promise you, the more money you give away, the more time you give away, and the more talent you give away, it's going to come back threefold to you. It's going to come back like a chain letter. Do you guys know what chain letters are? Are you too? Yeah. What do they have? Chain emails now?
Yeah, I think so.
So, and my last advice for you, and then I'll have time for 2 questions if you have it, is always pack 2 pairs of shoes for a long event. Okay? I learned that at the conference this year. I thought my feet were going to fall off. I had 2 pairs of shoes. I think I needed 3 for this conference because it started at 7 in the morning and it ended at 11 at night. It was craziness. So always pack 2 pairs of shoes. Bring a raincoat, a sweater, a hat, sunscreen, and do not BITCH. Do not complain. Do not say you're hungry. Do not say you're thirsty. Do not, no nonprofit needs a whiner. You're going to be the go-to make it happen gals. And you go out there and you make it happen and you're friendly and you're happy and everyone's going to be attracted to you because that's the way. You're there to help people. Doesn't it feel good? Right?
And how many people are upbeat and friendly and happy?
And they're not.
These days?
You'll see like the negative volunteers and you're going to be annoyingly positive. And the more annoyingly positive you are, you're going to feel good inside and people are going to
respond to that.
Yeah. And they're going to want you, and then all these organizations are going to ask you to come volunteer and say yes, even if you can just do a little bit. Right now, I don't want to go to this event that I have to go to. I do not want to go to. I haven't seen my husband since Sunday. I want to go home. And I have to go. So I'm putting on my party shoes when I get in the car, put a little brighter lipstick on. I'm not going to be able to open these eyes, so maybe it'll be outside. I can put my sunglasses on, and I'm just going to rock it and just go into that mindset. And then I'll get home and I'll collapse on the couch and maybe put some Netflix on.
There you go.
To chill out.
That sounds
so
good.
Has this been helpful?
Yeah.
A little bit. So I have time for 2 questions. Any kind of question.
Doesn't have to be related to Opportunity Works. Because Gail has lots
I'm
of
not
awesome
leaving till I have.
information.
I'm not leaving till I have 2 questions.
Shoot.
Brianna, come on, you always have one.
I do?
Yeah. Ask for some career advice. Ask about Ask about informational interviews.
Yeah. How would you go about an informational interview?
Well, let's say you got the informational interview with Rachel through me. Couple of things. One, you'd say, Rachel, I would introduce you on an email. And then you would reply to all. And you'd say, thank you, Gail. And Suzanne would help you with this. But thank you, Gail, for the introduction. I truly appreciate it. And it was nice to meet you the other night on the webinar or on the school. Rachel, my name is Brianna. I'm a SOPS junior at Framingham. Senior. Oh, my God, senior. You got to get moving. But don't get nervous. You're going to be okay. I'm a senior at Framingham State University. I would welcome the opportunity to meet you for 10 minutes just to learn more about your life. Is this possible? I'll work my schedule around you. I can bring you a sandwich. I can bring you a homemade sandwich. I can bring you a coffee. But I would just love to meet with you about your career advice. You're in my dream job. And then wait to hear back from her. Don't attach your resume right away. Say, I'll be happy to send my resume, because sometimes when you attach, you end up in clutter. We have new things called clutter on our computers. Do you have those too? Mm-hmm. They're brand new for us. Not trash or not.
No, yeah. School email.
It's called clutter. I hate it. I had 90 things in there the other day, and they were real. Like my students ended up in there. So that's what I would do. And then she's going to probably say, no, I don't need anything. Just come in. I'd go out and get a kind bar or something like that and say, oh, I just thought, I'd leave you a kind bar and thank you for being so kind. I think you could do that at the end. Or you could go to Stop and Shop and buy a little tiny plant for $3 and say, well, and make it look pretty and say, I just really appreciate it. And when you're done, you have it already. You go out to your car and you write it and put a stamp on it, a handwritten thank you note that you throw in the mail. Dear Rachel, so nice to meet you. It was really cool to hear about Candlewick Press and your career path to get there. I admire your passion, your drive, and I saw some of your blog posts before we met, and your writing is really great. And because she might have something on LinkedIn, she might not. Or I saw the press release about your company doing this, ... Not just thank you for seeing me. Write 3 things in there.
Write 3 things that potentially you would have talked about. Like, what are some things that you haven't heard before or stood out to you?
We both love playing golf. That's probably, we both love the Mockingbird series. Is it Mocking something? What is that? That show with the cat.
I don't know, because I don't watch anything. Cat. Oh, Hunger Games?
Hunger Games series. What am I saying? One of them is Mocking
I've never
something.
seen it.
Okay. So you just a commonality in that. And then after you throw that in the mailbox, when you get back, if it's 10 in the morning that you met, she better have an email thank you from you. You hit them twice with the thank you note because no one else is. So she better have that email thank you note. And if you meet with her at 5 at night, she better have an email when she wakes up at 8 in the morning. You just have to craft a quick email. So
cool. Okay.
If you have another question, great. Any of you? If not, I hope that helped everyone.
That really helped, actually.
Okay.
Carly, follow-up question?
It's okay. I'll give you a hall pass.
Well, I mean, so definitely an email and a actual handwritten thank you note. Do you any other follow-up, like phone call or anything? Or,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you have to. That's a good question, though. I think the email, though, is imperative. Mm-hmm. That you do an email immediately, a nice articulate one. Now, you can make a template email if you're going to start doing a lot of these. Just make sure when you copy and paste your template, like it was nice to meet with you, you change the 3 things that you reference, and you change their name. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I've made the mistake with clients. You want to change that. You don't want to be writing to Harpoon Brewery Company, write Boston Beer Company in there. Not going to be good. Mm-hmm. So that's a thing. And your 3 things in your email or 2 things in your email would be different than what you wrote in the letter. This is like a weird thing, but I always try to find pretty stamps and nice cards. You can go to the dollar store now. They have beautiful thank you cards. Go buy 10. They're 2 for $1. And spend $5 and get 10 nice cards. I like a nice card versus a little card, and I always keep little cards in my purse stuff. Like my whole airplane ride, I wrote back, and I'm going to do something no one else does at the conference. If you end up going to a conference, I'm writing to the speakers that I sat in their roundtables to say thank you. The guy from Nestle Waters, these people from PMC, because no one else is writing them a note. And I really like them, so it's coming from my heart. And I'm just going to take a minute. I'm going to brew a nice cup of coffee, and tomorrow morning for a half hour. Well, do you guys like writing a letter? Because I love writing a letter. I've got my, ready? Hang on. Where is it? I never travel without it. My pretty pen case. So I've got all my different colored Sharpies so that when I'm writing the letter, come on, I want to see smiles on these. Look. And because it makes you want to write the letter when you have a pen, like a gel pen or something that writes really nice, and then your stationery and cards. And it makes a big difference in someone's life when they get a letter that day. Mm-hmm. You definitely, I'm saying it in front of her, all of you better be writing Susanna a handwritten card after with what you learned in her class and opportunities she gave you and, you know, that kind of thing, because it matters. And then after you're not with Susanna anymore, when she's not your professor, keep in touch with her quarterly. I call it quarterly touch points. I have these students that pop in out of the blue after 6 years. I'm still nice to them because I've always loved them. But it's like the ones who pop in quarterly are the ones that I'm helping. Yesterday, I'm walking out of the Sheraton Hotel to go have dinner with one of my college friends. That's a big thing. Collect people. Don't let people go. I was tired. I didn't want to go to dinner at his house with his family and his two 13-year-old kids, who turned out to be fabulous. But I'm walking out of the conference, and there's a big, tall guy with a beard. And I've been curious about him all week. Like, who is this guy? So I said, you know, we've been walking by each other all week. Now, literally, I've met probably 500 of the 2,000 people there. You want to see these cards because I get to speak. So then you meet a lot of people that way. But he's like, oh, I'm Jake Jones from England. I have a company called Full Circles, and we were just bought by WPP. And I'm like, oh, my God, tell me more. So he's telling me about it. And it's all triathlons, rugby, exercise. Well, I said, Jake, and he wants more students. I said, Jake, my student Krista, I've got your girl. Well, first I said, I've got your girl. And he said, Gail, I'm married. And I said, no, I've got Krista for you. And she just got back from England where she studied physiology. And the only reason I know this is Krista stays in touch probably 6 times a year. She's always telling me what she's doing. She's always asking me if she can hire my students. She's somebody, if you guys want to meet Krista Bridges, you can send Suzanne an email and I can connect you because she hires people for graphic design and for what's called shopper marketing. That's when you're in CVS or Stop and Shop and the product gets from the shelf into your cart. Like, how does it get in there? Krista will always have an informational interview with you, even though you didn't go to URI. That's where she went. And she'll have career advice more for the Connecticut area, but you never know. She might know people in Boston. And you might you might say, okay, I'm going to put on my big girl shoes and I'm going to go move to another state. So this is the kind of thing, like, because she kept in touch, I know that she just got back from London. She's studying physiology. She's obsessed with all things British. She knows all about data because that's what she's been doing, and data is big. That was the big theme of your conference and my conference. It's data, data, data. And no one knows what to do with it, but they're pretending they know what to do with it. Well, some people know what to do with it, but a lot of people don't know what to do with it. So you might say, well, I want to be a writer, and Chris is like, well, we have this data job right now, and be open. So, again, sorry, that's a long answer to a question, but because she kept in touch and quarterly touch points, let Suzanne know where you are. She knows a lot of people. Suzanne, I'm working here, but I'm on a 1-year plan. I'd really love to be in fashion. I'd really love to be in makeup. You don't know, I mean, she knows Diane from Diane Rocca.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she knows a woman who works with Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, LVMH, who sells Givenchy and Guerlain. Diane would give you an informational interview. So this is the this is a gold mine right here that you have.
Likewise.
All right.
Ditto.
All right, that's it though. No more questions. If you have them, you can always email me and I'll answer them probably a week from now, but I will answer them. I have to grade papers this weekend.
Oh, me too.
Fun.
Yeah. All right, so you guys, I'm going to turn the screen off for a second while I escort Gail out. And
but don't go away because you have
I'll be right back. So just write down some notes and maybe talk about, what's meaningful or any questions that you may have that maybe Gail, we may have some follow-up questions for her that we can email, or I can just talk
And good luck to all of you. Okay, here's you're getting one more last words of advice if you want to write this down. One thing I live by, and every time someone comes in a little ticky attitude or in their bad mood in my office, there's 2 things. This really cool guy that I work with, and I encourage you to go to he and his wife's blog. It's called yogitriathlete.com.
Oh, yeah.
They have cool recipes, and they're just super cool people. They're selling their whole house, all their stuff.
Are they?
And they're moving it to California to buy a tiny home.
No way.
They're putting all their things into 2 bags. I've known him since he was 17. We've known each other like 20 years. 30 years? I think he's like 30. We've known each other like 25 years. And he's moving into a tiny home. How cool is that? So one day I was really upset about something at work. But I learned you never gossip. I had to learn it the hard way when I was your age. So I went downstairs and I'm really upset about someone right now. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, and I can't tell you why. He's like, Gail, that train has left the station. I loved it. I don't really get it, but I loved it. Like, just let it go is what he meant, let it go. And then my sister, who when her daughter Cassidy was 3, had the triplets, so she had 4 girls under the age of 3. I said, how in the world do you deal with that? And she said she has this little mantra on her
I told
mirror
somebody this.
that says, I'm not going to let anyone or anything ruin my day today. I'm not going to let anyone or anything ruin my day today. She sprays Pam on herself, you know, like that. She doesn't really spray Pam, but she's like, she becomes like Teflon and lets everything go off. Is that good advice?
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so spray Pam on yourself, and I'll see you. I'm sure I'll meet you in person someday.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, I'm going to turn this off so I can escort Gail out, okay? Maybe jot down some follow-up questions.
That was awesome. Yes. Oh my gosh, they're so sweet. I love them.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
And
Are we still getting the echo thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't hear it.
just Brianna coming back on with the computer.
Ah, okay, good. Okay, so so how have you guys been?
Pretty good.
What did you think of Periscope?
It was different.
Yeah, do you like it? Not like it compared to like Blab, Google Plus, and all that?
I like it more for the informational stuff, not as like this kind of thing where we're going back and forth.
Uh-huh.
It makes it more detached.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megan, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Carly. It wasn't like we could all like communicate like equally. It was more like us just watching you, which is the point of it. But for like a class meeting, I feel like Hangouts or Blab is more productive.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, and now there's Google. So I went to this panel at the conference that talked about like Blab versus Facebook Live versus Periscope and like how everything is changing, and that was definitely one of the things. The CEO of Blab was on the stage, and it was just interesting to hear about how. And then Mari Smith, who is really probably the most well-known thought leader on Facebook was saying that eventually Facebook will move into that realm, and so she was like saying to the CEO, she's on stage with the CEO of Blab, like, oh, I hate to say this in front of you. And he's like, there's plenty of fish in the sea, I guess was his philosophy. And also they've come to it first. But like Gail was saying, that video is big. And the big thing last year at Social Media Marketing World, they talked a lot about video being big. And now this year they're saying live streaming video is really the big thing now, which, or the opportunity. So for the most people who are there, are working on behalf of brands, and so they're looking for where is the opportunity. So yeah, it's interesting. Cool. Okay, what did you guys think of Rachel?
She's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
There's a lot of connections.
Yeah, I mean, she knows all these Maury Smith. She knows all these people just because Sue, her boss, is sort of on that level, right, of speaking at Social Media Marketing World, and it's a big deal. So cool. Any questions that anything you want to talk about after chatting with Rachel or chatting with Gail today?
She gave us a lot of really great ideas to just especially for the nonprofit and getting volunteers and stuff, and making sure we have them reaching out into the community more than that's something we can't really help them with, but we have to suggest to them and pitch to him.
Yeah, I think so. And I wonder too if it might be helpful to them for us to look at some of the other similar nonprofits to see what they're doing and see what types of businesses they have as sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say if it's a national sponsor, like let's say Reebok or somebody is sponsoring a similar event, then maybe there's an opportunity to approach and figure out what's going on with my audio here. Okay, maybe I will. I know my voice is a little bit from being sick. This is a little bit crazy. Okay. Questions from Project? It's draft Monday, right?
Are we all working on one project? Are we getting one presentation to them?
Well, I know.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. By muting. Okay, Carton, could you unmute yourself? Yeah, I muted you just to see if it will fix today. Yeah, it's still not good. All right, hang on. Let me get her on my head. I didn't have my head before because I was getting it.
Okay, let's see if this is any better. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So maybe it was me because I wasn't. Okay, so Carly, can you repeat your question?
I guess we were just kind of wondering whether or not it's just like, are we all going to present one like big, I don't even know, like PowerPoint to them as just like one end goal? Okay.
Yeah. So you're all going to be working together, and so we should appoint whoever. So from Monday, right, the final written draft. Let me know who's going to submit that. And did you guys did the peer editing project? Were you guys able to upload and then look at other people's stuff?
There's no forum on Blackboard to post it.
Or at least we can find it.
Well, yeah, we can't access it. That was why we're having so much trouble with that.
Okay, all right. Okay, so why don't we do this? Everybody has their laptops, right? So why don't you email to each other your most recent blog posts, and then you can peer edit it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then so we'll take some time to end the class tonight for you guys to do that. Because what we ultimately want is we want enough blog posts and enough ideas to present to them so that they can actually publish those blog posts and be pretty turnkey. And obviously, I mean, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, right? And there's some people are stronger at this versus that. So by working together at this point and giving each other feedback now, it's going to make that end project easier. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I know that you guys all have the ability at this point to give each other that type of feedback. You know what I mean? Exactly probably what I would do is you guys can give it to each other and make the blog post all really strong. So did you get an assignment that said that there was a blog post due this week also from Blackboard?
Yes, we got that. Is that the one we're supposed to be peer editing?
Yes. So there should be two that you should be peer editing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the thing that like there's no place to submit, and we weren't sure because our last one wasn't supposed to be posted on WordPress because it's critical and personal information. We didn't do that as well.
Okay.
It's going to be the same target audience kind of deal.
Right. Okay. So here's what we should do is take those two blog posts, right, and put them through each 2 rounds, right, so that what you should do, so Brianna, for example, like send yours to Carly, and Carly edits it, and then you send that edited version, track the changes, and then you send those to Megan. And then Megan would accept all those changes and then read it again just to make sure and make any additional suggestions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and so if you do that for those 2 last rounds, and then, to be honest, I can't really recall. So how many blog posts have each of you written for Opportunity Works? Just 2?
I think so.
I think we've swapped target audiences. So like Megan have each other's and me and Corinne have each other's.
Okay. Okay. Okay, great. So if we go through those 2 rounds, okay, and then do you have any questions on the final project and the components itself that you're going to submit to me on Monday?
Are we all just submitting? Do you want us to like collaborate on that one as well?
Yes. Yeah. So like one person will send me the entire thing.
Okay. Yeah. Ben and I have notes that we have prepared, so I'll just send.
Okay. All right.
Everyone, we can work on it from there.
Okay. Okay, and then and then the other thing too is last week, Carly and Corinne did a lot of brainstorming, and one thing that I'd like you guys to think about too is when you do your editorial calendar, and I don't think that there's a column for this, is to think about video, like what would be some video components, and also add that. So I'm not sure how far along you guys are in the final project components, but what I would potentially recommend is to have Corinne and Carly upload all that brainstorming that they did, and then Megan and Brianna add to it, and then add the video components. And you also want to make sure that you have your iterations, so your additional, like what you should tweet, what you should, what Facebook should look like. And so anyway, the whole point of submitting this to me early is so that I can give you feedback, but I will say, try to be as comprehensive as possible, because I'd like it to be pretty near complete, so that we can take what's near complete, let it rest a little bit, and then come back to it and be like, oh, and then, when I reread this, I thought of that, and, come up with some additional ideas next week. So that's my goal, is to, if you guys submit that to me, and then we can, the next week we can spend more time going through it. I can give you some feedback so we can really refine it. And then May 3rd, you guys will have the time to work through your presentation in class, because I'm at another conference on May 3rd, and then the final presentation will be May 5th. Does that all make sense? I just want to make sure that no one feels like they're going to be surprised.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. And so I think, like video would be really important. And also if you want to integrate some live streaming, like Facebook Live, especially targeted toward their events. So in addition to having the photo booth and someone doing Instagram, if they could get another volunteer to do some Facebook Live or some Periscope, I think that would be pretty cool too. And then with Periscope, you can actually take that, download, the video will download to your iPhone, and then you have it, and then you can put it into YouTube, or you can just edit it down into little clips too. So that would be great for their website, right? If they have like, here's highlights of our wine tasting event, and talk to different people about like why they're there and why they support Opportunity Works. So there's a lot of opportunity there, I think, to give people a glimpse. Does that make sense? Does that work for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So the big pieces are the blog posts themselves, the editorial calendar, the you have written out your personas and your target audience descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
And then also think about, I think next week we'll work on the executive summary. So if you want to leave the executive summary off what you submit on Monday, that's fine, because we'll work through that in class. And then also your influencer list, which we talked about. And then those are the big things. And then also the tip sheet. So we want to make sure that, when we're saying tweets from the event, that we remind them, like, use a hashtag, use pictures, because you basically have to look at it like they don't know they don't know how to do it, because chances are they won't.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. All right, so how about if I let you guys go so you can do that peer editing piece? Okay. And then what I would recommend is if you can upload those tonight before you finish, or email them to me. Maybe email them to me. That might be the best thing to do.
You want us to do the edited versions?
Yeah, so email me totally clean versions. So Brianna, you send yours to Carly. Carly will edit it using tracking changes. Then Megan will accept those changes and proof it again, and then make any additional suggestions. So what I see should be totally clean. That way, when I have suggestions for you, it's not like, exploding in color and hard to follow.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, do that, and then I'll look at those tomorrow and send them back to you, so then you can make final tweaks And then the new things I'll be looking at will be looking at your full editorial calendar, looking at your influencer list and your persona for your target audiences. And then also your tip sheets and how you're explaining what you should do. And then we'll work on that executive summary, because that'll kind of all tie it in together, and that sometimes takes, you know, when you're entrenched in the day-to-day, sometimes you need a little bit of distance, so I can help you with that. Cool. All right. How's everything else going? How are your other classes?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Are they intense right now?
A ton of work, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, the good news is that we'll be done on May 5th, pretty much. Like you'll have some time after to maybe integrate some comments and then submit stuff to me.
Is May 5th
like over the weekend?
Bill and like whoever else is coming.
Yep. But hopefully, you know, we have enough class time that we can really dive in deeper if we have questions or things come up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I will sign off then, and you know, email me too if any questions come up, and we can always jump on a call also. So, and actually, you know what? Let me give you guys. Here's my number if you want to text me questions too. Because sometimes email is slow. Just in case, you know, it's like you're really in the thick of things and you're like, oh, I'm not really sure what we're supposed to do here. Shoot me a text. So if there's, you know, a particular stumbling block, you're not struggling with it for too long, because that can kill your momentum. I know that feeling. Okay, good?
Yep.
Alrighty, thanks. Well, I'm looking forward to, so email me those tonight when they're all cleaned up. I'm looking forward to seeing them. All right, great. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.